they used to fight for supremacy. And it always became a competition. So in fact, it is the oldest sport. We can track down boxing in Egypt, Mesopotamia, all those civilizations from centuries ago. There was boxing one way or another. Some with the Egyptians used to put some wraps. In Rome, they used to fight with gloves with metal, and so many varieties. Then in the Middle Ages disappeared, then came back in England around 350 years ago. It was bare knuckle, it was brutal, inhuman, and many fights were fighting to death. There were no rules. There was biting, there was eye poking, and it was completely a very brutal competition. Eventually, they introduced some set of rules in the 1700s. Then the Marquis of Queensberry, which is that famous set name for rules, they were very simple rules. They would call it round. Okay, we're gonna do a mini belt for whoever tells me or tells us how did the first round end. So people would gather together, two were gonna fight, and people started betting, okay? And in order to stop and pay those bets, the round had to be over. How did that first round? No. No?
They died.
Time.
Huh?
Time.
No? No?
Hasta que uno ya no quisiera
Well,
pelear.
for sure. One time it was over. But no, nobody knows really.
Hasta que uno no quisiera pelear.
No. The first round finished, so nobody wants a mini battle. The first round was over at the first draw of blood. You said it?
¿Qué dijo?
Oh, you're a little bit late. So, we'll get your sticker. We'll give you a... Mante, please give him that beautiful sticker. So the first round ended with blood. They go back, pay the bets, next set of betting. Then every next round would end with a knockdown until one fighter could not continue. Many times it was because the fighter died, and it was just a ongoing, uncontrolled, inhuman activity. Then boxing started to get global. It went to the United States, to Mexico, many other countries. There have been boxing federations for more than a century. And boxing started getting regulated. There was a set of rules putting rounds, 45 rounds, then finally it went to 15 rounds. In 1982, the WBC changed to 12 rounds. But from the early century, last century, it was a sport with full stadiums. That was the only revenue, ticket sales. And the concept of how the promotion was, it was selling tickets and just dividing the splits, blah, blah, blah. Then came the radio, which was able to reach other countries, to reach live transmissions, and it made the sport continue to grow. Then came television. It brought from thousands in an arena to millions in a country and all around the world. It was very good, but at the same time, that effect, which happens in every single activity, it's comfortable to watch at home an event with your friends, comfortable not going to the parking or all through that we have to go. So that change of television hurt the live events. Now we have to remember, boxing is not in one country, it's all the countries of the world have boxing. So it's a sport that is practiced everywhere. Then came Las Vegas. In the 1970s, Las Vegas became one of the most important, boxing became one of the most important assets of this city, of this state. First it was Frank Sinatra, then came Elvis, then came Liberace, the pianist, then boxing. So our sport is very, very important, but the way of doing boxing in Las Vegas changed the whole world of doing things. You come to a casino, they pay all the rooms, they pay the production, they even pay you the gate. So as a promoter, it was a very comfortable way of promoting, but then the promoters got lazy. They were happy with not having to sell an event, not having to promote. They were getting the money, they didn't need to do anything. Then came cable, HBO, ESPN, Showtime. And that brought huge amount of attention, big money to the sport, big promotions, but also limited. And then pay-per-view. That was huge business for a few, but killed in many ways the sport for millions. Only those who have money could enjoy that event. Instead of the open television that ABC, CBS, during so many years, everybody could watch, Sugar Ray Leonard as an Olympic was seen on open television. And today we're in the streaming era. So before, when I was a kid, there was only 5 channels on television. And there was no social media, no telephones, so many other options for entertainment. Today, every sport, every source of entertainment has many, many competitors for the attention of the kids and the young men. So that's why we need to get up to date. We need to understand that social media is here to stay. We need to understand that boxing will always exist. And we need to understand that we need to work together. The unity is the only way to grow in any activity in life. Boxing, unfortunately, is not an industry in which the promoters, the organizations, the networks, the media work together to grow the industry. All to the contrary, we keep doing things to hurt our competitor. We keep doing things to try to make less important the event from somebody else instead of all pushing forward. Something has not changed, which is the boxers. Since the caveman era until today, the boxers that get into that ring are exactly the same. They are willing to sacrifice everything. They put their life, they risk their life into the ring. One punch can change everything. And it is our duty as regulators to do everything possible to lower that risk, to give you the best opportunity to be in the best condition once you get up in that ring. The trainers, they are the heroes of boxing. They're always in the back. They're always in the shadows. When the champion wins, he gets a belt and a big paycheck, and the trainer just stands in the side, very happy, very proud. But the trainers are something very special. The managers, the promoters. It is not an individual sport. When you're a boxer, it's not only you. You're the one that put the work and the performance, but behind there are many elements. And one of the reasons for this summit is so we all understand that this is a whole environment that we all must interact. Fighters need information. You need to understand how a deal is done, but to a certain point, what you have to do is to train, to be knowledgeable. When you train and you perform and you surround yourself with good trainers, good managers, good promoters. Yesterday we heard about medical issues.